Hey there, Chadi Bazzi here, and welcome to another episode of the Top Listing Agent Show. Today we have a special guest talking about a special topic that a lot of people are not taking too seriously in their business that could ultimately be the game changer for their business. We have Mike, and Mike, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce your last name because I don't want to butcher it today.
Sure. Well, you could say it a number of different ways. Just depends if you want to do it in dialect or not. So if you do, it's Cuevas. If you want to say it the good old American way, it's Cuevas. Or if you just want to call me the real estate marketing dude, that's fine too.
I like that, the real estate marketing dude. So we'll begin by, Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about, who you are, what you do, and why you are so freaking awesome.
Yes, sir. Well, I don't know about how awesome I am, but I am authentic. And what we do is we script, edit, and distribute video content for real estate agents, lenders, investors all around the country, and even in Canada in some cases. And we help build personal brands with video content. So in other words, we take care of all the grunt work, the editing, the scripting, the distribution, and all that other stuff that stops people from getting on video in the first place. So I've been an agent I'm no longer practicing as an agent, but I was licensed since 2002. And a lot of the stuff that we do nowadays as a business is just direct result stuff we did as an agent in the business. But we like to keep it simple. It's just get on video. It works for everyone only because it just tells people who the hell you are, right? And it humanizes the brand. But I'm sure we'll get into that as we go into the show. But I'm excited to be here, and I really appreciate you having me on. And I'm willing to add as much value as I can for your listeners because there's a lot of questions surrounding video, right? What do you do? How do you do it? And all the above. And again, I guess sure we'll get into that throughout the show. But thanks for having me here, and I look forward to it.
Awesome, man. We're excited here, and I know our audience are absolutely gonna love the topic. And I wrote down some questions and just taking a look at some of your content online and some of your videos on YouTube, etc. And I'll begin by saying it's like, man, I'll just begin right now by just saying, if you haven't already checked out, the marketing dude online, you definitely got to check it out, because what I loved about what you do is how simple you make it out to be, because I know how difficult our audience makes it out to be in their mind. And people need to see it, a little bit differently in order for them to do it a little bit differently and take that first action.
Yep.
So I'm going to begin by, let's begin by talking about, like, why is it so critically important for everyone to really get on video right now?
There's not another option, unfortunately. So I wish I had a better answer for you, but why it's not an option to get on video anymore. It's if you're not, someone else is going to eat your lunch. So the question is, are you going to adapt to it or not? And it's nothing that, blame the social media companies. All right. If you want to go blame someone, go ahead and blame Mark Zuckerberg. All right. Go ahead and blame YouTube. Go ahead and blame all of those, because all of those companies have switched to, as you know, is a primarily video format. And the reason why they're switching is because it's not because they wanted to make the move. It's because it's what people consume. So ultimately, just like in any product or any market or any service, the market dictates what the demand is. And right now the demand for content and consumption of it is going to be in video. You said something else that's important I want to add on to, though, because you said, why does everyone make it so difficult to get out and start? And I'll tell you why. It's because you have technology involved, and the average agent is 56 and a half years old, and they see a phone like this. They're like, holy crap, I don't even want to get started, because here's what happens when people approach video. They go, okay, fine. I get it. I got to get on video. My coach told me I got on video. I have to get on video. But when they actually try to get on video, realistically, here's what happens. How do I use my cell phone again? Okay, what's my script going to be? All right, even if I get done shooting the video, where am I going to shoot it? Where's my background at? Better yet, who's going to hold the camera for me? Oh, wait, who's going to do the editing? How do you edit? I can't edit a video. I'm a real estate agent. And see, what a lot of these are is just known as excuses, right? And it's not that the video is hard, it's that it's new. And anything that's new takes some getting used to before it can become habit or before you can do anything. So video isn't hard, it's just new. Getting in the process of doing it is no differently than when most of us in the industry had to learn Facebook ads when that first came out, if you remember. We're all like, Facebook ads? What the hell is this? And if you remember how reluctant everybody was to doing it, But the people who started running those ads, I was running CMA ads. I was picking listings off of Facebook while everyone else was still fighting over Zillow leads, right? And now you can't do that anymore because it's too busy and now everyone's doing it. So what are we seeing here? I like being where no one else is. Warren Buffett once famously said, when you zig, I zag. When I zag, you zig. And it's the same thing. So what do you do? I'll ask your audience this is, what makes you different from your competition? Like, what's the difference between agent over at ABC company here, agent ABC company over here? And the answer is brand, because we all sell the same stuff. Video separates you by building the brand, differentiating it to create a human connection based upon emotions and personal likability, not what we do. We all have access to the MLS. That's not what people hire us for. They hire us for how we make them feel throughout the transaction to make sure that they're not screwing up. Let's face it, it's a big move, right? So I don't think we're in sales. I think we're in service. And I think the more that you can put your personal brand out there and let people know that you're a living, breathing human being who gives a crap, that's 99% of the battle.
You know, and I agree with you, Mike. And, you know, somebody recently brought this to my attention. There was a study out there that pretty much said, you know, people need to experience you for about 120 minutes before they can really make that decision. And this is where the light bulb like really turned on in my mind. And I was like, well, if I have enough video content out there, people can experience me through video for that 2 hours. So when I show up, they already know me, like me, and trust me, or have decided to not like me based on my personality, etc., which is okay. But it's going to increase my odds of attracting the right people to raise their hand and say, I want to work with you.
100%. I want to read you a post that just spoke right to that point. That just came on a couple minutes ago on Facebook. And it's exactly what he said. This is a guy, he's in Peoria, Illinois. Okay. Peoria, Illinois. I'm from Illinois. Peoria is like the armpit of Illinois. All right. And he's been creating content on his YouTube channel, and he just got someone from, here's his post. It's always a nice feeling when someone from 1,700 miles away reaches out to you to be their realtor because they found me on YouTube, liked the content I had, and felt like they already knew me. It's also useful in deterring people that I wouldn't get along with, like the person who said I was a D-bag on video today. And then he does an LOL. So that's what happens. Like, people don't go to your website to look for properties for sale, guys. Like, your IDX on your site isn't going to compete against Zillow or Realtor.com and those big companies. They're going there to review you, man. Like, and they're just going there to say, hey, do I like this person? Do I not? There's a reason why the person with videos on their site converts at a higher level than the one that doesn't even have a site or doesn't have any content on it. And that's a mathematical fact across the board. So video is a converting tool, guys. It's not a sales tool. I like approaching it. It's a branding, it's a converting, it's an education piece. But today it's still a differentiator. In 2 years, it won't be a differentiator. We're all going to be on video, and editing is going to play more of a role when that happens. But until then, right now, it's just, you're either on video or you're not. And there's just no one who is.
Right. So, you know, Mike, obviously I coach real estate agents from all over the country, and I want every single one of them to be doing videos. But a lot of times, the biggest reason beyond the technology is people are just afraid to get in front of that camera. And, for some people, it takes a lot of work to work with them, mentally, to get them on video, etc. And I know you've worked with a lot of people from across the country. I just got done watching one of your blooper videos, which I absolutely
That's fun.
How do you get people to overcome the fear of getting in front of that camera to record a video?
Sure. So here's how I like answering that question. Do you have the same fear when you get in front of that seller or when you get in front of that buyer? Because when you're on video, it's always like talking to one person, but I like feel like I'm talking to them one-on-one, right? And unless you're nervous or you don't know what your role is, pretty much, I don't know why you would be shy to get on video. Most of the reason people get shy to get on it is because of outside circumstances that are fed to us by the media we watch and all the crap out there. Nobody, including if you listening to the show right now, cares about what your neighbor did a video on or what your grandma did a video on or what your best friend did a video on. So why the hell is anyone going to care what you do a video on? This is all mindset at the beginning of the day. And perfection doesn't exist unless your name is God. So what are you trying to compete against? Like, you cannot be God. There's only one, and you're not it. So what are you competing against? Perfection doesn't exist. The other thing is that I like to purposely deter people, just like how I read that comment. Your videos will deter people. I do it every day with my brand. Real Estate Marketing Dude is my brand name. I'm not going to drop F-bombs on this show, but if you went on my podcast, I'm just blunt. I just tell it how it is, right? It's just part of my brand. Some people are like, dude, I love that, man. You're awesome. Oh, great, great. And those are the people I want to work with. But trust me, a lot of like the straight arrow people are like, that Mike guy, he's a little too crazy for me. I might have to go with someone a little bit different. And guess what? That's done on purpose, folks, because there's not a shortage of business out there. And last time I checked, everyone lives somewhere, don't they? It's not a matter of like if they're going to move. It's a matter of when. And statistically, across the nation, last time I did the research, it was 5 to 7 years. In my market in the city of Chicago, when I was still selling real estate, I knew the exact stats that people moved in the city and that people moved in the suburbs. And I knew that in the city markets, because we lived in a concrete jungle, in condos, no yards and everything, people lived in those properties for a shorter amount of time. The average length of time for condo, single attached living in the city of Chicago was 3 to 5 years. So I knew that was my turnover, right? So that meant that out of every video I shot, if 100 people watched them, 3 to 5 of them are moving this year.
I like that.
100% of the people that see your content have a referral for you. I'm not doing videos to sell my direct database houses. I'm doing videos to sell my direct database on why they should refer me their friends, family, and clients. And then I so happen to get their direct business as a byproduct of that. That is the first bit of mindset, is that you have to believe in your heart that you are the best person for the job, and therefore it becomes your obligation to tell the world about it. And until you believe that in yourself, you'll never get on video consistently.
Well said, Mike. So now, one of the things that I do, if I can just throw something in there, not to take anything away from all the valid points that you shared, is one of the things that I do with my clients is I ask them to do just one video and any topic that they want that they will only privately share with me. And I kid you not, 100% of those videos, I'll be like watching them. I'll be like, why are you so in your head? That was so freaking damn authentic and genuine and awesome. And there's so much beauty that came out of your mouth that needs to be shared with the world. And you're holding back on how much contribution you could be giving to your community. And then all of a sudden the light bulb goes off in their head. They're like, you're absolutely right. And it just makes it so much easier for them to get on video. But where I see a lot of people really get hung up on, and I had this question come up a little bit earlier today with one of my students, is like, what is the right video strategy for me to use? Like, there's got to be a strategy. Like, they get hung up on what is the right strategy.
Yep.
So I know, you guys have created thousands of videos for your clients. What is the right strategy, Mike?
The right strategy is the one based on your personal brand, and that's going to be different for each individual. So let me give you, we're going to go through storytelling here. It's going to be easier for them to understand this. Okay. So let's just say in Chicago, I'm a Chicago real estate dude, right? So what would my video strategy be for a Chicago real estate dude, for a dude? Am I going to go out and create like this super intellectual content? No, I'm going to go drink beers at bars and I'm going to show people the hood. Right? That's how I'm going to roll, because the dude fits that. But let's switch gears. Let's just say I'm a military veteran and I'm focusing 100% of my business. And I'll use an example here in San Diego. So we have a guy, he's a military vet. 95% of his business comes from the military population. So we know who his tribe is. How you create content and what you create is dependent on two things. One, your personality, your personal brand, and then two, your audience, who you serve. Right? So in this case, we created a show called San Diego Salute. San Diego Salute was a show that gave him the excuse to remind his database what he does for a living, so he doesn't have to hit him over the head with his lockbox. Now, the type of content that Joe would go ahead and create is simple. He could do business owner interviews, which is great referral generation strategy. It's great for client nurturing. But he would do videos specifically on veteran-owned businesses or businesses that support the veteran cause. Joe wouldn't go out there and do a video on like something that doesn't support vets because it doesn't fit his script. If Joe's going to do neighborhood tours, he's focusing on the vicinity near base, Navy, Marines, Air Force Base, because that's his tribe. If Joe's doing a YouTube series, he's talking about PCSing into San Diego because that's what reloads do for military. If Joe created a buyer bootcamp series, he also created a seller bootcamp series. So the content, what I'm getting at, is the same. What changes is the individual delivering it. And if we're to list off what type of content, it all based upon what is your strategy. Regardless of the video, it's just about keeping the video omnipresent in front of your sphere, your network, your database first. But it's how you multi-purpose the video where the strategy actually differs.
Can we talk about that? Because
Sure.
that's also my belief. It's not just creating one good video. It's about creating a video and getting as many people to watch that video before you move on to the next video.
Correct. So, and when people will watch more of your content, the more authentic you are. That's why I like dialing in the branding strategy, because when you create a show, you already know what the show is going to take. Like San Diego Salute, what's that on? It's going to be on military lifestyles. It makes sense, right? Like Guy Fieri, a lot of people have watched the Diners, Dives, and Drives with Guy Fieri on the Food Network, right? That's a restaurant show. But look at the host, Guy Fieri. He's a dude. He wears ripped jeans. He's got flannels. He's got earrings like on the upper ear. He's got bleach blonde hair. Would it make sense for that guy to be the host of a Michelin 5-star restaurant series? No. That's more for Bobby Flay, whatever his name is. It makes sense for him to do a series on Grease Pits of America. They're both restaurant shows, but Guy Fieri is not doing French bistros or sushi restaurants. He's doing the Grease Pits of America because it fits his brand. I would even go on a limb and say if Guy Fieri was doing Michelin restaurants, he would look awkward doing it. I'd be like, what the hell are you doing in here? Get the hell out of here. So this is what happens with real estate agents who try to be luxury agents, but they have no luxury friends. All the time. Like, we don't create our brands, you guys. God does. Your brand is let's just summarize what a brand is. That's where people get confused. What's my brand? Your brand is how many people associate what you do.
I like that because a lot of people think their brand is their logo.
Yes, no. Their brand is what you stand for. So like for me, people call me a creative marketing dude. That's my brand. Real Dude is my brand. Real estate marketing dude is the name of my company. Mm-hmm. But your brand is a theme. It's the first image that people think of. And the only way you can build a brand is by consistent communication to the same audience over time that has impact. So a lot of people ask us this question. They're like, well, who should I put my videos in front of? I need hundreds of thousands of people. And the salesperson in us thinks that we have to go out and prospect, cold call, and do all of this other stuff. No, you don't. You don't need a large network or a database of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. And you need an engaged audience. Here's the difference between a database and an audience. Is it fair to say that most realtors have some sort of form of a database, like a email list or something, and it's a spreadsheet of a bunch of information with a bunch of names and numbers on it, right? That database is just a spreadsheet. It's an Excel sheet. It's not worth anything unless the people on it actually pay attention to what the hell you say. That's the difference between a brand and chasing a bunch of random leads. The difference is when you start communicating to the same audience over time in a value-giving way, people will start to pay attention to what you say. And when the word real estate comes up, who they associate that name with or that term with determines on how damn big your brand is. So the first question, people are like, I don't have a brand. Well, let's find out. How many of your friends know you have real estate? Do you real estate? I'm like, oh, I just lost a deal on Facebook to my cousin. Well, you probably have a really small brand. But look at, the top agents in the market. They're not the sharpest tools in the shed, the master networkers. They're more popular than the ones who aren't doing business because 78% of people will close with the first agent they meet with. So your brand is just attention, folks. It's how many people know what you do and how you do it. You can't build a brand without content. Right.
And then your videos are your salespeople. So the more
Correct.
videos you have out there, the more salespeople you have that are promoting your brand.
Yes. Yeah. And they're always working for you. Like if I'm out there doing a neighborhood tour, right? I'm not hitting people over the head with my lockbox and being like, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. The problem that we have in the real estate industry is that we think we always have to regurgitate work. And if we regurgitated work with our best friends and all of our friends, guess what? They would stop asking us to come out to dinner each and every weekend. So you cannot talk about work all the time with your audience, your database when you're building a brand. People like to see the behind the scenes stuff. Like they want to see you with your kids. It's okay to take a picture with your kids. right? It's okay to do like, that's why I like these
That's
community
how you
videos.
humanize it, Mike, you know, is by, you know, letting them know you are a parent, you do share some of the same values, etc. You know, get out of your head of trying to like be perfect all the time and, you know, like, my hair is not done or this or that. Obviously, you want to look your best to represent your brand, etc. But don't let that get in the way. Now, Mike, there's people that are, and I'm just trying to like get people going. There's two categories: people that are already doing videos. We're going to talk to those people in a couple of minutes, and those people that are, I think more people are not doing video that need to be doing video. And I want to speak to that person real quickly. That person is going to be like, okay, well, what should I do a video on? So is there like, Mike's, 5 must make video topics or anything like that that we can, just get them going?
Honestly, there's not. It's just going to depend on your brand. Consistency is what matters the most. And it's not more videos, it's more impact. The number one question we get every day is like, well, hey, Mike, I want to do 8 videos a month. I'm like, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn me out. You're making me nervous. I don't know if this is the right fit. It's not more videos. It's just more omnipresence, more impact. So like one video promoted for 30 days on Facebook to the same audience is just as effective as 2 videos promoted to the same audience over time in terms of nurturing, because you just need to show up. Right.
So is there a minimum standard as to how many videos I should be making every single month?
Yeah, great question. I don't see a need, depending on how you're using it. Okay. So, but in general, to build a brand, you don't need more than 2 videos a month.
Okay.
In my
So
opinion.
2 videos that are just going to create more of an impact is better than creating 8 videos that really don't create any impact.
Yep. Let's put it in a different way so everyone gets this. Would you rather have 1 viral video with 300,000 views or 8 videos with 100 views each?
Exactly.
And we've had this with a client, and it's like she got 1 viral video, and then, you can't plan a viral video. It just happens or it doesn't, right? But what's that video worth? Right? I'd pay $20,000 for a viral video, 100%. It's well worth it. But when you're making it, you don't know what's going to happen, right? The truth is some videos are going to do better than others, but that doesn't mean you get down on yourself and you stop and you don't perform. I've spent weeks planning out videos and I end up getting 200 views. I'm like, what the hell did I do wrong? It doesn't mean I quit. You just have to keep going. So the biggest component is consistency, because not everyone remembers what you say in the videos either. Like you could use the same video every 6 months and no one's going to notice. People don't realize that.
Yeah, because I had somebody ask me the question yesterday, ain't I gonna run out of certain things to talk about? And I was like, I've been talking about the same thing for so many years. I just say it a little bit differently in every single video, and nobody ever said you keep on talking about the same exact thing. Because sometimes people need to. It is
impossible to run out of things to talk about. Like we have there's a whole television channel dedicated to our space. Like you could do let's give them topic ideas. So business owner interviews. You could do that you'll never run out of stuff to say. Like you're telling me you can't do 12 business owner interviews in a year. It takes an hour to shoot. You might need 12 hours of your annual time contribute to your video campaign. Like people have to decide if they want to run a business or if they want to be an employee.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and when people have to ROI, what's my ROI on video? Big question, right? Well, you can never attach an ROI to it because you're building a personal brand. And the truth is you won't remember, or you will never track which video caused them to come to you. Sometimes you will, but overall, you're not going to know. It's just a combination and collective effort of them over time.
Right. So Mike, let's say now, let's speak a little bit to the person that's already creating videos. And let's say somebody's already created 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 videos, whatever that number is. And they're beginning to feel a little bit discouraged because not enough people are watching their video. What do you say to that person?
It's usually a matter of content or distribution.
Okay.
So let's do content is like, for example, real estate content, how to buy and sell at the same time, Chicago closing costs, the home selling timeline. See, core content about our business is going to be the least engaged content you're ever going to get, because like if someone starts talking to me about TPS reports, I'm either into it or I'm not, right? Most times I'm not. So it's where that work conversation, that content is core content that you keep on your site and you'll use over and over again in conversation, right? So there's different types of videos that you can create, but regardless of what the video is that you're creating, make sure your database sees all of them. The business owner interviews will get more comments than the real estate content, right? The community tours will get more comments than the real estate content. The blooper videos will get the most comments than anything you do because you're expressing vulnerability. And the more vulnerable you become, the bigger ass you make of yourself, the more comments you get. I don't know why that is. The more engagement you get. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. So like, what does that tell us? It tells us quit being so educational and start being more entertainment based. Because look at what we're doing. We're not trying to sell a house every time we do a video. If you are, it's not going to work for you. Because you're cold calling digitally. All I want, the goal of the video is to say, hey guys, don't forget I exist. Don't forget I exist. Here's my jabs. Don't forget I exist. Because when the time comes to buy or sell real estate, I want you to think of my name. Oh yeah, and here's another video, by the way. Bam, don't forget I exist. Don't forget I exist. 80% of the videos on Facebook have no sound.
Yep.
Okay? It's more important to have your logo on the video throughout the video than it is what you say in it. And people will only retain 10% of the content that comes out of our mouth. This podcast, you guys are only listening to 10%, as I say. You're going to pick up 1 or 2 nuggets. It's just the way our brains are wired. And sometimes those nuggets are the way I'm inflecting my voice like this. Right? That's communication. So there isn't, the right answer is consistency. Regardless of what type of video you're doing, it's first consistency. If I'm only doing 1 video a month, great. I'm just going to promote that 1 video a month for 29 days until my next one's due.
What is the best way to promote a video?
So here's how
organic methods, and then there's paid methods, and then there's a combination of both. Some people have money, some people don't have money. So can we speak to both real quickly? Yeah. I know, like, everyone that's watching this video or listening to this, like, you gotta love the questions I'm asking, because not every single day we have an expert on a specific topic, and we have one here, and I want to extract everything out because I love you so much, and I know Mike does, because if he didn't, I wouldn't have him on the show, and we want to give you the most amount of value. And for those of you guys that absolutely fall in love with Mike, are going to reach out to Mike, and I endorse that. So go ahead, Mike.
Ask me a question again.
I forgot what the question was. No, I'm messing with you. All right, so the question is, so we're talking about, like, organic.
Okay. Oh, got it. Distribution. Okay.
Yeah, distribution, organic versus combination of both, et cetera.
Let's, I'm gonna walk you through our exact process. Like, this is what I would do in every video. It's how I publish my videos, how we publish client videos, and all that. So first thing is you get your video published, get it edited, whatever you got to do. First place we do it is we take it to YouTube. Not every video on YouTube is going to do well in search. Doesn't mean it doesn't go there. Some videos do better. Like, there's certain YouTube strategies that you would follow specifically, and I would tell you exactly what videos to create, right? But we always take it to YouTube first. Second place we do is I love multi-purposing the content. I like putting the video on my website, and then I like writing a blog post underneath it. You could do that through a transcription. You could do that in a number of different ways, but I'm starting out by multi-purposing my content first. The biggest mistake people make is they let the video die in the newsfeed and they don't use it ever again. I want a video on every page of my site, whether it's about a chocolate shop or whether it's about buying and selling a house at the same time, because the more people see my face, the more they can learn to trust me, like me, and all of the above. So put it on our website. Now, we're going to video email every single video to our database. Okay. So video email is awesome for your database. Nobody wants more turn back the clock updates, or no one cares about your real estate market updates. So quit sending them that crap content. It's like, do you ever open up those same emails you get from the financial planner or the mortgage broker? Then why are real estate agents sending the same things? You're defeating the purpose. So here's the stats on email. Email is just one way to communicate to people, right? BombBomb came out with a stat that showed 13% of your emails get opened only, which means 87% of your emails are not. Well, why is that? Bad subject lines, crap content, cold lists, people not knowing who you are. We see about a 40% or north open rates on our videos. And the reason for that is because of good subject lines. The audience is people that you already know. You do not need a 3,000 person email list. I started with 30. But you're going to build it. And the more content you create, the more conversations you have, and the bigger your email list grows. So I send it out via video email, 1 to 2 a month. That's just a touch point. Publish it organically on each social profile. Upload it to your Facebook. Upload it to your business page separately, no shares. If you're on IG, upload it to your IG. If you're on LinkedIn, upload to LinkedIn. Social media channels, guys, are just places to broadcast. Like this podcast is a broadcast. We both have podcasts, and those get broadcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and all of these syndicate sites, right? Look at your social channels no differently. The people you're connected with, are they strangers or are they future clients? So there's the social profiles. And then the third component is when you want more eyeballs, like on every platform, Facebook, IG, you upload that custom audience of your database. This is your cell phone numbers and your email addresses. You will not reach 100% of your audience on your personal page, which is why you have to run ads to them. $5 a day. The average agent's list for a database is like 500 people. You don't need to spend more than $5 a day. And if you can't afford to spend $5 a day on your database, you have other problems, my friend.
Yes.
This is not going to be a business for you because you have to invest it. You're running your own business. Your database has just got the highest ROI.
So is our focus more on getting the people that already know us and in our network to see us more often versus trying to grow that network that we already have?
You will grow the network you already had by focusing on the people that you already know, like, and trust. Because what happens is that we think we know everybody or we have our entire database, but we probably realistically have like 20% of it. So what happens is as you create more content, you're just going to have more conversations, right? You're going to get people from Facebook and be like, hey, dude, I haven't talked to you in forever. Hey, what's up, dude? Make sure you put that person on your email list there. The whole point of creating content is to grow those audiences. Now, lead gen's different with video.
Yeah, lead gen is a completely different conversation, and I'd like to not even get into the lead gen aspect of it right now because I think nurturing and developing and furthering the relationships you already have where you've already begun is more important than going out there and bringing on more people that you're never going to have a relationship with because you don't know how to start and nurture and keep a relationship. Now, Mike, one of the you said the first thing we need to do is we need to publish that video straight to YouTube. Do you have any YouTube strategies or tips or tricks or hacks on whether it's like the title really matters or certain things, description or thumbnails or anything that will give us at least a little bit more reach on YouTube?
100%. There's only 5 types of videos that are ever going to rank on YouTube. I'll tell you what they are right now. It's the pros and cons of living in city name, best neighborhoods in city name, cost of living in city name, 5 things you need to know before moving to city name. That's it.
I love that.
For whatever reason, and I found myself doing this too. And YouTube you got to create content based on the platform that it's searched for. So like business owner interviews are never going to get views on YouTube. You might get 150, something like that. But you're not going to become the next creator. Real estate content, same thing. And the reason for that is that people are searching visual cues on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the search, you have to go where the most people search, highest, search reach with the lowest competition. So we have handfuls. We have a lot of clients that are doing the YouTube strategies and they're generating a lot of business on it. It is all relocations. It's not seller leads, unfortunately. But you have to create content that gets found on YouTube. And there's only one type of content, and it's the pros and cons, or it's living in city name, or it's moving to city name. And it's creating a lot of content around those videos. Those are the only ones that ever rank on YouTube. We just had this discussion before this show on a Clubhouse. And we're just talking about this. It doesn't matter. You won't get anything else to rank. So regardless
it doesn't matter what your description is.
Well, it does. So first you got to create that content and then it has to be titled the correct way. You do want to tag it. There's tags on YouTube. You have to have a good thumbnail. If you don't have a good thumbnail, you're not going to stand a chance. But I would say in order, it's thumbnail, title, or title, then thumbnail, content, title, thumbnail, description, tags.
Awesome. Well, there is the formula for you guys on how to, try to rank a little bit higher and get more views on YouTube. One of the things another thing that you said, we transcribe every single video to use as a blog post. Is there a transcription service that you recommend?
Yeah, rev.com. They're a little bit more pricier. We switched over to otter.ai and it's very inexpensive. and they could what they'll do is if you guys aren't familiar with transcription it's like they take the audio and it turns into a text file so that you can easily take that text file and do a little editing to it and easily make it a blog post on your site.
Right. So Mike, I know we've shared a lot of golden nuggets here, and then there's got to be somebody based on that conversation that's going to be like, I really got to do this, but figuring out the technology and the game plan and the strategy and all that good stuff, they're not going to want to get into that. And this is where, your product and your service come in. Can you talk to us a little bit about, what you like, specifically what you do, what someone can expect and all that good stuff?
Sure. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, our process is pretty straightforward. We first figure out who you are. We build a video strategy specifically for you. We build a show for you. And then we script you. And then you shoot videos in 1 to 2 hours a month. And then we will script, we will edit, and then we'll do about 90% of the distribution. So everything on YouTube, we video email it for you. We write a blog post for you. We write you social instructions. The only thing you need to do is just copy and paste it to your social profiles. So it's sort of like a done for you. We also have a lot of people we coach that have their own editors or whatnot. So people either need to want us to do it all for them or certain aspects of it for them, or they want us to teach their team, and we'll do that too through our coaching. So it's just content creation, anything you need. That's all we do.
So basically what you're telling me is that I could not have to think about anything, and you will personally go inside my head, figure out who I am, help me build a brand around that. You'll script my videos and say, here, go memorize this 1 minute script and then show up, make the video, and then I'm done?
Yes. I need 1 to 2 hours a month, and that's about it. And yeah, that's my superpower. I'll tell you what to write because you won't know it. But I'm good at looking at somebody and being like, hey, this is what you need to create content on. Because everyone has a brand. That's the funnest part about this business.
Everybody does have a brand, even though they realize they don't have a brand. But is the brand the right brand that's serving you correctly, or are you branding yourself in a way that is not serving you correctly? So like somebody out there right now just got excited and they absolutely want to reach out to you and say, hey, can we have a conversation about how to take this forward? Or do you have any information that I can check out, that I can learn about you, etc.? Where's the place they should go?
Yeah, sure. You could check out our podcast. You could visit our website. I have over 80 blog posts on there. I have some free training courses on there. I have content, everything that we do for people, we've done ourselves. So how I market real estate marketing do is the exact same way. So if you guys wanted to learn or anything, check out our channel or our YouTube channel or visit our website and you'll start consuming the content. And but don't overthink it at the same time. Like what you said at the beginning of the show is the best, is you just have to make a commitment and then just make it happen. And yes, it's going to feel a little awkward at first, but so was the first time I rode my bike. That's just part of the process. If it didn't feel awkward, you wouldn't be human. So don't overthink the process. And yes, if you guys need help with that, we would love to speak with you. And I really appreciate being on your show. It's an honor.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving us all that valuable content today. And Mike, somebody might not be watching the video, and we are going to put all your links in the show notes when they go to shadybazzi.com. We'll definitely put that out there. But there's someone right now that's either working out or driving and listening to this. Can you give us the specific domain name to where to go check
yes, sir. Realestatemarketingdude.com. Realestatemarketingdude.com.
And if they go there, that can take them anywhere and everywhere else.
Yeah. You could see it. The site's pretty straightforward. You could see it, click on the top menu items and see where you want to go with it. But everything will be listed right there for you. And if not, I'm sure you'll see me on ads soon if you just do that. So,
Mike, before we jet, I'm originally from Detroit, so we use the word jet. Before jet, is there a question that maybe I should have asked you today that I did not ask you that you should answer?
No, I think you covered it. I think you covered it pretty well. The main question is what you asked earlier is, what is it right for me? And that is what everyone's strategy. What would I do on video? What would I do on video? And there isn't a universal answer for that. It's going to depend on your market, your personality, your excitement, your skill level. It's different for everybody. But that's what makes it so unique, everyone's video. People ask us all the time, like, hey, Mike, well, what if I have like 4 other people doing the same videos in the same market? I'm like, who cares? It's not going to matter because you guys aren't going to be the same. Like one person might be a 70-year-old woman and the other one might be a 30-year-old young buck just got his license. They're going to attract 2 totally different people, but yet they could have the same exact content.
If you think of it this way, there's many of the same restaurants in your marketplace.
Yeah, true.
There's enough people for every single person. Any final?
No, guys, don't overthink this stuff. If you're not going to get on content, you have to create your own content. This is modern day prospecting, modern day marketing now. It's just going to become part of our business. So my advice is to adapt before it's too late. And I don't say that as a scare tactic. I'm telling you that it's no longer an option. You got to get in some type of content creation. It's not just the real estate industry. It's every industry. And blame the social media companies for that. Don't blame me. Blame social media companies because that's where it's coming from.
Exactly. Well, Mike, I just want to say thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to, go into your mind, extract, strategies that could ultimately help every single person, take their business to the next level. Your time is very appreciated, and you definitely have my endorsement. So I've personally done my due diligence, and I checked out, the ins and outs of, Mike, and what he stands for is more important than what he offers, because if the person stands for the right thing, he's definitely going to deliver the right thing. So make sure you check out realestatemarketingdude.com. With that said, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Top Listing Agent Show. Take care.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you, brother.